Hi, welcome back into the Happy Place Garden. I'm Melinda, and today we're going to be working on what I affectionately call my poodle pines. These are actually some false cypress, which I have in a pot, and they are in front of our garage, and they were a gift from my mom. If you watched my previous video on it, you heard the story with that as a housewarming gift. And so usually I will come in and prune them up about once a year, early spring. Sometimes we get birds that will nest in them. So last year we had a nest, and so I kind of put it off and didn't prune them, and then waited for the birds to fly the coop. And if you watch my videos, you'll remember that I broke my back a year ago. It'll actually be a year anniversary, May 1st. And so I didn't get to these, and they were kind of neglected, and they have suffered some damage, which I will take you in for a closer look, but I think they are spider mite damage. So we're gonna do a nice hard prune on them. I will show you my other one that I already did, and you can kind of see the after before we prune them, and kind of get out all the dead needles, excuse me. And usually what I do once a year also, I don't do a lot with them. They've done really well, but like I said, I didn't do anything with them last year, and I think they suffered. And our yard, we get spider mites anyway, and I didn't spray them, and I think that's what caused the damage. But usually I top dress them with some good evergreen fertilizer and some compost every year, and that usually keeps them happy. But like I said, last year they were really neglected because of my broken back, and my whole yard was neglected. Anyway, so they're not looking so good. So I'm going to take you into a closer look and kind of show you what is going on with them, and also show you the after of the other one that I already did. And you might have something in your yard, either the false cypress or juniper, that might look similar to this, and maybe the issue for yours was also a spider mite damage. So anyway, we'll take you closer in. So bringing you closer in, you can see here we've got some new growth. It's kind of this blue-green, but inside you can see how brown it is, and it's actually very prickly. But the needles just come off, and some of it is looking a little bit mossy, so just not happy. So glad we have this new growth, which tells me they are not dead, but the inside is definitely dead. So we're going to prune them back hard and clean out all these dead needles, and they'll look much different. So I'm going to show you the other one that we already did, which it's in the shade, so hopefully you can see it okay. But we'll take care of this one, and then you'll see it after as well. So here is my other false cypress after we did the pruning. So you can see how bare it is. Took out all the dead needles. It's looking pretty sad, but there's still some growth, newer growth on it. And I've done this before many years ago, and it came back beautifully. So the shape wise could use some work. It's not great, but I am not a professional when it comes to pruning the round circles, but it's all right. Okay, so I am going to use nitrile gloves. These are 7 mil. I love using these in our climate here. They are thick enough to hold up for several uses. Sometimes the fingers get a split in it, and then I'll get a fresh one. But it's great for anything prickly or wet. Regular gloves I also use. These are just from Costco, but they get dirty, and you get slivers and things in them from bark. So I usually use one on my left hand because the right ones wear out sooner anyway, and then I use these on my right hand. So if you see I'm wearing 2 different gloves, that is why. And then I will also be using my shears that I used in my previous video, which I'll link down below, so you can watch that video if you want to see maybe a better prune job. And I can also do a link for these. These are amazing Japanese type pruners. I forget what the name is, but I'll put it in the link. or excuse me, in the description, not the link, but in the description down below with the link so that you can get some if you want some. And they do come in different sizes as well. But we'll just get started. So I just kind of look at it. I try to get the ball shape, and usually you go kind of at a 45-degree angle and then just cut. So I am cutting off some of the newer growth, but that's okay. So just that 45-degree angle, go around, try to do a basic shaping of them first. And then you can get more precise. And then you'll see, I'm going to speed up the video because this will get a little tedious, but I'm going to go in and just use my hands in a blunt dissection here, try to get all that old dead stuff out. So that's the process.
Drop that. Drop that.
So I'm going to take you in and show you kind of what I'm doing when I'm cleaning all this dead stuff out. So just very bluntly going in here, using my gloves. Make sure to use gloves, this is rough stuff. And I go down to the base, make sure to tease out all those needles. Shake the tree a little bit, that can help. And I just keep going around. So it takes some time. I didn't show you guys everything with the time-lapse video. I'll let you know when I'm done how long it took. So once this is done, then I'm going to clean up all these needles, because look at all of these needles. All the brown ones and the live ones still. So I'll clean that up, and then I'm going to spray it with some stuff that will help kill the spider mites.
For me, work, work, for me, work, the body for me, what, work.
Okay, so I am going to spray for the spider mites, and this is by Bayer. This is Bio Advanced 3-in-1. This is one of my favorite products. It works on so many things like the Japanese beetle that affects my snowball viburnum, aphids, spider mites, white flies, black spot as far as fungus goes, powdery mildew, rust, scabies, and other diseases. So it's just a great all-purpose one, so you don't have to have multiple products. So this is one I use. I have it in a little handheld sprayer, and you just pump it up and then spray. And usually I try to wear protective goggles and gloves when doing this if there's any wind or anything. So wind's going that way, I'm going to go over here. So just give it a good drench. And like I said, I think this is spider mites, but I don't know for sure. So if it is fungal or some other disease. This is a 3-in-1, like I said, so it should cover it. Wind died down a little bit. And it does have a bit of moss on it too, which, you know, Pacific Northwest, it's wet all the time. So we get a lot of moss. Not sure what to do about it. I know there's products you can spray. I actually have some, haven't used it, but if you have any opinions as far as moss goes on trees and how it affects it, let me know. Because I've wondered. I haven't done any research on it to see if it's harmful. I know it probably keeps moisture on the trunk and everything, so it's probably not a good thing. But once we get summertime, things start to dry out and then they start to die down. So next I am going to fertilize, and then I've got some impatiens I'm going to plant at the base and water it in with some fertilizer. So I put some slow release evergreen fertilizer in here, just kind of working it in. And then I picked up some impatiens at our local Fred Meyer. They always have clearance plants, which I like because they're not like perfect, so they don't want to sell them at full price, but they do like half price. So I feel like I'm saving the plant and getting a deal at the same time. So I'm going to put some of these in here. And this is also a helpful indicator for me when this pot in the summertime needs some water, because the impatiens, you know, will look a bit thirsty. So it's a helpful reminder to me, because I'm not one that really likes to water very often. So I like having something in there that reminds me to water them in the summertime. That one's looking a little puny, but so I'm just going to put them kind of equal around the pot. Put them in, push them down. Let's see. Try to evenly space them. I think I'm going to put that little guy underneath that shorter branch. I think I only put 5 in the other one, but I'll do 6 on this one. And if I had some compost, I would top dress it with some compost, but I don't have any right now. But if I pick some up, I will put some on here. Give it a little bit more nutrients. Okay, and then I mixed up some of the Miracle-Gro food, plant food in my watering can. I'll just give it a good watering in. We had some rain yesterday, so the plant, or the pot, isn't too dried out. But we'll give these impatiens a good drink. So the top is looking a little bit wonky, kind of egg-shaped, not my favorite shape. But that was not necessarily the goal for today. It was just to reduce the size, get rid of the dead, get all the dead needles out and treat it for the spider mite and fertilize and make it look a little bit better that way. So I think we've accomplished that, and it took a little over an hour to do all of that, uninterrupted for the most part. That's our neighbor's rooster, not ours. They also have peacock, and they've had partridge and all sorts of other fowl in the past. Anyway, so thanks so much for tuning in. I will link below some of the tools I used through Amazon if you are interested, and I'll also link the description and link to the, or not the description, just the link to the video where I pruned them before as well, so you can get some more information that way. And thanks so much for tuning in and to the Happy Place Garden. And I appreciate you joining us today. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.